his face on the side of it.
Yeah.
But I have not been down there. It's too hot.
Assume
So hot.
Too hot down there. I get cooked inside and out. I can't do a lot of time down there. But I assume his face is on the outside of said stadium. So getting to stadium, and we don't know the whole story. I'm assuming a guy going to work, not wanting the shits.
Sure.
This is me just assuming somebody that's about to go play an opening weekend. First game of the season, got cut off last year because of an injury. He was on pace to be MVP potentially, the first MVP that isn't a quarterback in some time. And then all of a sudden, we open our phones just like when Scotty Scheffler was on in Louisville, Kentucky. Man. We see him cuffed, knee to the back, walking down the sideline. Then you see Rolls Royce pull up, which we find out is Calais Campbell, I do believe. Walter Payton Man of the Year, Calais Campbell. He then ends up in cuffs for not taking orders or something like that, because he was probably like, yo, look at that's the fucking guy. This is literally the guy. So they'll do their investigations, and somebody was sent to administrative duties, so take him off street. Let's go ahead and have him do some paperwork, I guess, is the entirety of it all. And I don't know what the answer is going to be at the end of it, but this seems like a lack of, self-awareness at all for any situation. I get a chance to travel around a lot and interact with a lot of police officers from local communities. And everybody that I've ever worked with, like these Ann Arbor police, they do research. They know who's coming, they know who's what, they understand that. So this is whenever we're coming from out of town. Like the Ann Arbor police knew all of it. They knew exactly what the deal was. They knew everything, clearly did their research. Other game day cities do the same thing. It's like in Miami, outside the stadium, like Scotty Scheffler's not from Louisville, even though I think those police officers should have done their research and knew who was doing it, because you're on a task, you're getting hired and paid to do this. You should at least do some research so you know what the hell's going on. But outside of the stadium in Miami, with what we've seen go on at that stadium, is just a wild scene. That's a wild, wild scene. I don't know how it's going to get fixed. Tyreek said he wants bygones to be bygones. Let's move on and make a good out of this. And Tyreek high road, and obviously Tyreek has not been an angel throughout his entire life, but he talked about wanting to become a sheriff and how I think somebody has changed his life in the police. Tyreek is trying to keep it as positive as possible. Can't happen. Obviously, we're hoping for change. Darius, you're a citizen down there, so if you want to comment on that, definitely do that. But also, Tyreek would then go on to have 130-some yards, multiple touchdowns, and in one of the sickest celebrations in the history. I've seen T.Y. Hilton, his wife gave birth to a baby, and then he scored a touchdown later that night, and he did the cradle. He did the cradle. And then there's been people that have passed away, and they do the kiss to the sky, very topical. For him to be like, yep, we're doing it. And then for teammate, who I don't think Waddle to come over and be like, gotcha. Know what we're doing here. Phenomenal comeback victory as Jason Sanders hits a big one. I think Jake Bailey hit some monster balls as well down there in the special teams department. Tua found his rhythm. Tyreek did his thing. Waddle was wide out, wide ass open a few times. So that day down in Miami, insane, obviously. But how do you view the Miami Dolphins right now?
I mean, it was obviously wild start. And usually to that point, the police usually has some type of relationship with the team as well. So I would expect that to be a quick call. But it happened. Figured out, Calais Campbell, he had a big sack early on. Achane made some big plays.
Which it is Achane.
I don't know. Achane. I feel like this change. I feel like this change back and forth. So I'm gonna call him Achane today. And but dynamic. I think they led the league in week 1 with 2 back sacks over 50%. And obviously Tua still leading the league in passing. A lot of quick game, but hit some deep balls when he needed to Tyreek, to Waddle. Defense kind of started off slow. Brian Thomas Jr. on that Jacksonville side is an absolute superstar in the making. I believe he made some big plays early, had a big flag. But defense picked it up. That big 4th down stop, that 4th and 1 when Jalen Ramsey ran the entire 53 yards from sideline to sideline and got in on that game tackle, that kind of completely shifted the momentum of this game. And obviously the walk-off field goal, great home win in week 1. Started off with some BS. We figured it out. I'm obviously high on my Miami Dolphins.
Jalen got paid too, so congratulations.
He's paid.
He got paid, and here's Sanders' 51-yarder, 52-yarder, I guess, to win this thing. Murdered. Absolutely slaughtered. Jeff Darlington, who was with Scotty Scheffler, is now obviously a South Florida reporter. Per sources, Tyreek Hill received 2 citations as a result of his traffic stop Sunday. Careless driving and a seatbelt violation, of course. Calais Campbell, hey, you're not going to wear a fucking seatbelt, huh?
No seatbelts, man.
You want to play in this football game or not?
To save you.
Huh?
Brother.
What do you think?
Click it or ticket. Click it or ticket.
No, you get on a motorcycle, you don't got to wear a helmet, you better have glasses on. You don't have to wear a helmet, you better have glasses on. But in this car, We need 4 points pressure, just like a football.
Get it going.
Yeah.
And Tyreek was like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Boom.
Get on the ground.
Anyways, let's read an update here. Calais Campbell, who said after the game, police told him they briefly placed him in handcuffs for disobeying a direct order, did not end up receiving a citation. The Miami-Dade Police Department told me this morning that it remains as an internal investigation, so they cannot yet provide the details into what led to the citation for careless driving or why Hill was detained face down on the ground in handcuffs. One of the officers on the scene remains on administrative duty. Thank you, Jeff Darlington, for that update.
Yep.
Quick.
I saw some people on the internet saying detained and handcuffed and all these things, because obviously anytime a situation like this happens, there's always going to be people that are,
Yeah, sure.
well, there's always going to be that. We don't love that is the case, but there's people who are always going to exist in every single situation that there is. So you have to remember that. So if they could be as transparent as possible, just like the Scotty Scheffler situation, because even people are blaming Scotty Scheffler for that entirety. And then we get the camera angle from across the street, even though there's a bus in the way, and we see the other one and we hear the other one. And it's like, okay, yeah, this is bullshit. Let's just make sure we have full transparency there, because if Tyreek did do something, we should know. Like, we should also know. If he powered through some cones, almost ran, there is, who knows, but we should obviously know. He would go on to go bananas on the football field. Miami Dolphins, maybe this is the year.
Maybe
This is the year for the Miami Dolphins. What the hell's going on down in South Florida? I thought it was just Louisville that
Hey,
literally.
Want to know. That's all that matters.
Yeah, but
figure it out.
I thought number one player in the world.
That's right.
Voted. Number one golfer in the world. Earned.
Yep.
Arrested. Outside of events. That can't happen. What the hell's going on in South Florida? I thought you guys were a football town.
Me too.
I thought you guys were a football town.
Hey, touchdown and 5 under. If I got arrested before the show, I'd have the best show of my life.
Well, that's what.
Something to think about.
That's what Tyreek Hill did.
Local PD.
What's that? Get Anthony
Tap
Richardson.
in. Tap in.
Let's get Anthony Richardson in jail. Let's go ahead. No, we do not need that. I mean, that is a wild thing. You think that would ever happen in Pittsburgh? George Pickens outside Heinz Field. You think George Pickens?
I can see that.
Like Peasy had a
No
couple run-ins.
way.
I can see some.
No way.
See some Italian PD maybe.
No, what is that
It wouldn't
all
be the
about?
Italian.
Maybe for
Maybe
not
the
slugging
Irish.
an IC light before he goes
That's what
in.
I'm saying. I'm a little worried about South Florida. Is everybody all in on the Dolphins, or
We're all in.
We're distracted.
We're all in.
We don't even know who Tyreek Hill is.
Yeah.
Outside of the what is going on in South Florida?
It's a hockey town now.
Oh,
It's not a
no.
football town.
That's Sunrise.
It wouldn't happen to Chucky. It wouldn't happen with Chucky. But,
Why's that?
we don't know.
Yeah,
Why's that?
It wouldn't happen to Chucky. I don't
What are
think
you-
it
what are
would.
you saying?
Why would it happen to him?
Joining us, that's not cool, but obviously ridiculous.
They'll figure it out.
That happened. Hopefully, everybody bygones be bygones, and let's never have that situation happen again anywhere in the world. Okay, let's do that.
Check the dream catcher.
I'm
All right.
ever again. It would be great if that just all right. Universe ball.
Here we
Yep.
go.
Oh, no.
All right, this goes in. Never happening again.
Okay.
That'd be good for society.
It would
That'd
be.
really cool.
Holy shit, that'd be so good for everybody.
You do some real good here.
Might be able to could do some real good.
Need a good shot. Need a good shot.
Oh my god, I've never felt this amount of pressure. This is
It's huge.
Change the world.
change the world, Pat.
Change the world, Pat.
Oh,
God.
oh no.
Oh my God! Someone get eyes on Ayuk and Debo driving to the facility today.
Yeah, and also, I mean, Aaron too. I mean, Aaron.
Well, I assume
No, it's
they're.
got to be a different sport now. We had golf. We had football. Brian, keep your
I'm
eyes sick.
very happy that Halliburton
Joker.
didn't get arrested jumping up on that thing yesterday
Yeah.
and doing this number here.
He almost did. They brought the cops over.
Cops
right
did over.
after.
Yeah, cops did come over and say, we're gonna act like we didn't see that. It's like, don't do that ever again. Hey, 70,000 strong just went absolute bananas.
Mm-hmm.
But like, we lose our jobs. You fucking, we don't look at this. I mean, the place did go crazy.
It was
absolutely bananas.
It's a huge moment.
Football's the greatest.
And he almost fell. I mean, he had to do the whole thing.
So media conversation, because we were shown the touchdown before that. Tyrese was like, man, I was on Jumbotron. He's like a kid.
Well, he's very young still.
He's 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, that was so cool to be up there on the Jumbotron. I'm like, it's going to happen again, Tyrese. I think we got good news. I think it's going to happen again.
Guy was on Team USA.
I was getting
Gold medal.
Gold medal.
Loves life. He is an incredibly positive vibe to be around. Tyrese Halliburton is
The man.
He was the perfect person for that role that he was.
Great energy.
Oh, yeah.
His energy is phenomenal.
awesome.
We are very lucky that he is an Indiana Pacer.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I am very, very thankful for that. But there was a plan. Like, he was like, you think I can jump on this thing? I'm like, yeah, definitely jump up on that thing.
Athlete.
He was like, what if I eat shit, though? And